On the early morning of December 13, the feast day of Saint Lucia, I stood there as the first rays of sunlight broke the horizon, casting a golden crown over the sea. It felt almost otherworldly, like the lighted wreath worn by Saint Lucia herself, a symbol of hope and illumination in the midst of darkness. The myth of Lucia tells of a young woman who, in a time of great suffering and persecution, brought light and sustenance to those in need. Wearing a crown of candles to free her hands for giving. Her story is one of courage, sacrifice, and unwavering faith, qualities that resonate deeply in a world longing for truth and renewal. This year, the world feels heavy with conflict. Tensions, divisions, and struggles for justice ripple across nations and hearts alike. The longing for truth and freedom feels more present, more urgent than ever. An energy that resonates both personally and globally. Perhaps this is why the light of St. Lucia's Day and the approaching solstice seem so significant. A reflection of our yearning for renewal, peace, and a brighter path forward. As the year draws to a close, nature in her steady and unyielding rhythm guides us toward renewal. With the arrival of the darkest day on December 21, the solstice brings a quiet promise. The light will slowly return. This dependable cycle reminds us that even in the deepest shadows, hope stirs and life begins anew. At Christmas time, we find ourselves naturally reflecting on the journey of the past year. It is a time to honor what we experienced, cherish the lessons learned, and set intentions for the path ahead. Maybe this year, as we navigate a world so charged with transformation, we will truly see the light of Christmas in a new way. Who knows what awaits us? Long before modern Christmas traditions, even before the time of the Vikings, the people of the North celebrated Yule, a festival deeply connected to the cycles of nature and the return of the light. For the Vikings, this was a time to honor the sun, the earth, and the forces of life that endured through the harshest of winters. Bonfires were lit, feasts were shared, and stories of gods, ancestors, and the rebirth of life were told around the hearth. But the roots of these celebrations stretch even further back, to ancient peoples who lived in rhythm with the changing seasons, marking the winter solstice as a moment of both survival and hope. A promise that the sun would rise higher, warming the earth and bringing life back to the land. This deep connection to light and renewal is something that endures even in our modern Christmas. In my part of the world, it remains a time of reflection, hope, and the return of brighter days. Just as Christ has been symbolically connected to the sun, the white stag, and the virtues of kindness, Christmas carries the promise of renewal and warmth. Yet, for many this season is also woven with threads of grief and struggle. It may bring reminders of loved ones lost, hardships faced, or the burdens of illness and the global conflicts that weigh heavily on our hearts. In these moments, turn to the timeless wisdom of nature. Let its rhythms remind you that, like those who came before us, we too are part of the great cycles of light and darkness. See the returning light as a stairway toward a new path. Dare to step onto those stairs even when it feels overwhelming, and raise yourself out of the shadows. Know that you are not alone. There are countless others across the world walking similar journeys, facing their own struggles and seeking the same hope. Every small step toward the warmth of the sun is an act of resilience and healing. Each step is a reminder of the strength within us to endure and move forward, just as our ancestors did in the face of long winters and uncertain days. Let the light guide you and trust that brighter moments are ahead. Christmas can be a lonely time for many, and this is when our hearts need to open the widest. Let us extend compassion to one another, offering light to those who need it most. By doing so, we not only honor the spirit of Christmas, but also the enduring bonds of humanity that connect us all. Just as the ancient Yule celebration symbolized unity, survival, and renewal, so too can our kindness and connection bring light into even the darkest corners of the season. We are moving swiftly toward 2025, a year that feels like a bridge between the past, present, and future. It seems poised to bring massive shifts in the way we live our lives on Earth. These changes may feel challenging, especially for those clinging to stagnant energies, outdated thought patterns, and old ways of being. The world is evolving, and adaptability will be the key. As we stand at the edge of these transformations, it's worth remembering the immense size of the universe, its vastness beyond comprehension. We know so little about it, and the energies that move through it might reveal themselves to us in ways that feel strange or unexplainable. These energies, whether subtle or dramatic, are part of something far greater than we can fully grasp. They may show themselves as lights in the sky, orbs, or other phenomena that challenge our understanding. Do not doubt your experiences. When you know, you know. It is also not uncommon for people to share stories of being visited by loved ones who have passed away, especially during the Christmas season. These visits may come in dreams, in sudden feelings of presence, or through strange and beautiful happenings we cannot explain with our rational minds. Perhaps this happens because during this time we are more open to the many layers of energy that surround what we call reality. When we light a candle in the dark, we seem to invite the unseen closer, creating a bridge between worlds. These moments, whether subtle or profound, remind us that love transcends the boundaries of life and death. My advice as we approach the winter solstice is to turn to nature. Let its quiet wisdom and steady presence guide you. Nature always accepts you exactly as you are. There is no judgment in its embrace, only space for you to be. In its stillness you can find clarity and connection. Take time to reflect and set intentions for what you want to release, whether it's physical belongings, outdated mental frameworks, or even the courage to pursue a completely new way of living. If you've been contemplating change, the time to act is now. The next 14 days hold a unique energy, one that is aligned with transformation. Nature and the greater forces of the universe are here to support your choices if you're ready to embrace them. Those who choose kindness not only toward others and themselves, but also toward the mysteries we cannot explain, may find they are the ones capable of walking the stairway to a higher vibration of life. Kindness opens doors not only in your hearts, but in the flow of energy around us. It allows us to align with something greater, something brighter, and to move forward on a path of growth and awakening. So as we journey through the darkest days of the year, the spirit of Lucia and her light guides us. She reminds us that even in the deepest shadows, the promise of light remains steadfast. Lucia's flame is more than a symbol. It's a call to be brave, to face the darkness within and around us, and to illuminate the path forward with hope and courage. Just around winter solstice, I will share a new video to honor this turning point. A moment to reflect, embrace the stillness, and welcome the light as it begins to return. Until then, be brave. Light a candle against the night. Face your fears with an open heart, and remember that the light is not just out there, it lives within you. Stay kind, stay connected, and shine your light. You might be the spark someone else needs in their darkness.